What's up? Friday edition, Pick Central, February 28th. Pay your rent, I think, right?
Yeah, I paid it this morning.
Pay your rent.
Sent the wire this morning. Breaks my soul every time.
Have you added up how much you've paid in rent over the years?
I would hate to do that. As someone who's been living in the New York City area for like 6 years. I don't even want to think about that.
I don't want to get like, whatever, political or whatever. But should there be some kind of system where like you say you're going to pay rent for 10 years and at some point somebody just gives you a house? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, like this is how much I paid. I don't owe anything.
Well,
can you give me something? Or maybe like 5 other people qualify and the 5 of you own the house and then you flip it.
Well, that's
whatever.
The financial people watching this that live in like Wyoming are like, just buy something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, yeah, you got $5 million for you to buy something in New York City?
Yeah.
Give me a couple of years, we'll buy something.
Yeah, let me just get let me get a brownstone.
Go buy a property in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Rent it out on Airbnb.
Yeah. I had a TikTok the other day that the guy says he goes to government seizures. He bought a house for $13,000, put $95,000 in, cleared this, cleared that. Yeah, I know, but like where can you find? And then he's like, go to this website for government seizures or something like that. And then the website was just fake or like there was nothing in New York or something. I don't fucking know. But whatever. There's always a flip scheme or something. We very, very rarely start the show with this. We probably had the best bet ever given on this show. We've had easy winners in terms of like, hey, I like this team -2, and they win by 12. We've had plus 36, they win outright. I don't know, something plus 13, they win outright. Things like that. We've had here and there some definite like easy wire-to-wire rocking chair type winners. I don't think we've ever had one that easy at 14-1 and 45-1. So Phil cleared 59 units on 2 bets last night.
And not just cleared them with ease.
Yeah.
He needed 45 for like the big one, or like 40-1 or whatever it was, and he had 43 points in the third quarter. In a competitive game.
Yeah, as long as you could have been.
It wasn't a blowout. It was a very competitive game. Like the Magic were in it till the very end. So a bet where you need 45. He scores 56. It's a cakewalk.
It's unbelievable.
Honestly, DK's just thanking themselves they didn't put out a 50 or more, 55 or more.
Yeah, right.
Because Meek would have hit those two and hit for like 100.
And his reasoning was like, and then I saw the ESPN article today. It says, is February 27th like Steph Day?
It should be now.
What if they don't play on that day? They have to play on that day moving forward.
Is 56 his career high? He's had to score 60, right? He scored 60.
Definitely had 60 in the game.
I was going to say he scored 60 before, but still, it's just insane. Dropped 50 plus on February 27th twice.
Unbelievable.
And 9 years apart.
Yeah, I mean, Phil called his shot.
He's getting older now. I was in his mid-30s.
Phil called his shot. Yeah, I caught
they Warriors suck.
That's going to get. I'm actually.
Steph sucks.
I don't know.
He's old. They should trade him.
Yeah,
gotta trade him.
Actually, that last night fully proves Clemmer's theory that they should have traded him.
Should have traded him.
Yeah, it's gonna get. I think it's gonna get very, very difficult sitting in this chair to start breaking up some fights in around April. I think March we're still gonna run.
Let's go to maybe June.
No, starting in April.
No, I know. I'm saying maybe June. Fists come to.
Yeah, because in March, the college boys will still be running the show here in terms of like topics, and there's a lot of things going. But then once the NBA playoffs start kicking off, yeah, I could see that getting really ugly.
You know what's a low-key thing about the NBA playoffs too after college? After the college season ends, you think there's like a big downtime in between the national championship to the start of the NBA playoffs. It never is. It's only 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like, dang, it happens. See, the thing with Clever too, the thing that's going to be a problem is. This is what I predicted this months ago when we started this whole debate.
Because he's in a spot where if they don't.
I don't think there's going to be like a clear winner, and that's going to be the fight. Because my argument has been like, if the Warriors make like the second round, that's like I won, like we won the argument because that's enough that you shouldn't have punted that away. Like it's very easy to say if you don't win it all, you should have traded everybody.
I mean, any chance you can go out and get fucking Jimmy Butler, you're going to do that as well.
But not only get it, like a lot of people thought, we'll still see how it plays out playoff time, and like just the way they get seeded and them making the playoffs. I believe they're 7-1 with them or 8-1 with them.
Yeah, they're the 7 seed right now. They climbed the half game out of the 6.
I would say they're right there on the heels of the 6.
I don't think they can catch the 5.
No, I don't think so either. But they're right there. They're like 6 is very much in play for them, which for them, I think it's all going to be like the seeding, because there's a world where the 3 seed could be the Nuggets. Very hard matchup. Then there's a world where it could be the Rockets, which I think is the easiest matchup. Or you get the Grizzlies, which is like not a hard matchup, but I think not as difficult as having to defend like a Jokic, a Jamal Murray.
I bet you they still fucking hate the Grizzlies too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, the Grizzlies.
You're gonna unleash like Olympic Steph.
That's the series as a fan I'd want to see the most. Like if I'm rooting for the Warriors to go far, the Rockets is who I want. If I want like the most, like as just a fan has no like skin in the game, give me Grizzlies.
What's the full beef with them in Minnesota?
With them in Memphis.
They played that series a few years ago. That was like crazy.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Draymond
And that's still,
Draymond and like Desmond Bain is it like they a bunch of guys there.
Yeah, okay.
There.
All right.
I guess Dylan Brooks isn't there anymore, so it's a little.
That's what it was.
It's not quite
He
as
got
like
benched that series, if I remember right.
Well, he had a weird because he was talking shit about like LeBron, like before or
wasn't he like
after
talking shit and he didn't do anything?
That was such a good time period of the NBA.
But also, there's funny because the narrative on Dylan Brooks went so there was like real human beings who watch NBA were convinced he was going to play in China next year. He signed like an $80 million contract to the Rockets. Meek's laughing like he's a good basketball player. He talks shit about LeBron and everyone was like, how could he do that? Like, what an idiot! He's the worst player that ever lived. Like. He's now just on a team that went from like losers to like top 4 playoff seed in the West.
He's a culture changer. I'll give him that.
You need a guy like that. Like he was their Draymond and they didn't realize it, and now he's like the Rockets Draymond. Like you need a guy like that.
I'm gonna do some research really quick.
Please
do the research. We'll open up the phone lines too. It's been a while.
Crazy part about that Warriors game last night, they were down like 12 points at half. I think like at one point Curry was outscoring them like 22 to like 9 in the third quarter himself.
When the third quarter started, they went on like a 32 like 39 run. Like I was gonna say it was so fast. Like it was 6 minutes. Like they were down double digits. 6 minutes in the third quarter, they were up double digits. It was crazy.
NBA is like that with the runs,
but especially like the Warriors when Steph gets cooking like that. Like he had 12 threes last night.
Is Steph the gold standard for you in terms of the most fun players you've ever watched?
Absolutely. I've kind of been I've been a Steph guy early. Like I would say my two.
I know people are gonna dunk on this. I know I have a very close friend who was in his wedding party, so I watched him when he was playing Maryland as a sophomore the year before they exploded, and he went for 32 in that game. I knew all about him like through that. Now let me honest, I didn't watch a lot of Davidson games because the ESPN app was not available. Definitely checking the box scores, watched him through the conference championship, and that was kind of the only time you got him. But going into that tournament, I knew he was good to go from Maryland from everything you were reading in the box scores.
He just was like I just was someone who like even when I played as a kid, like I was a shooter, so I think there's a little thing and I think Steph was one of the first guys where we see like the LeBrons and these guys were like they're such like physical specimens. He was one of the first. We've seen guys like Stockton and guys like that like really have a huge impact, not being this big monster. But he was like I think the guy that carried the torch of this generation, where slender guy, not like freakishly athletic, but he just is so like he makes you believe that like it's possible.
Yeah, I think
he almost makes you believe in like hard work. And is he naturally talented? No shit. Like his dad played in the NBA. He's still like 6'4". His hand-eye coordination is obviously incredible. But I mean, just doing what he was doing at his size, like and being basically going toe-to-toe with LeBron, where you see like 6'9" freaking animal, and then like this guy, and he's like they're going nose to nose. Like I just always loved like my two favorite players of my lifetime would generate probably like Shaq and then Steph.
Yeah,
which is funny because
two different things.
They're the polar opposites, but they were just kind of like growing up as like a kid and then going into like a teenager. Like Steph was like my favorite player.
Yeah, but the big comparison obviously to him is Reggie Miller, and that's not just because they're dead on shooters. I think a lot of the criticism, you watched it with the Knicks documentary coming out of '94, Miller Time, which is an unbelievable documentary, by the way. Miller was like, yeah, I mean, he went high in the draft, but they were like, yeah, I mean, he's fucking skin and bones, dude. He was skin and bones, and he kind of changed. He
probably couldn't put up 135.
Probably not.
He might not. He was really then.
I think that's a little over. Like, I mean, you do have to be strong, but it was weird to me when that thing came out with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Where it's like, he can't do the bench. It's like, yeah, man. Like, did you watch him at Texas though? He's fucking good.
But also, it was a story, but like. No one cared about it.
Right.
Like I'm saying, like he went
185.
That's way different than 225 and 135.
And he went 2 overall. Like I'm saying, in terms of like, did you watch him? Like, it didn't affect his draft stock, right?
No, as it shouldn't. He was fucking.
Can you create your own shot?
Unbelievable.
Yes, better than anybody.
Right.
Can you put up 185? No, all right, I'm not drafting.
Yeah, no.
Right, yeah, it's crazy.
Can he get anywhere on the court? Yes. Can he bench 185? No, all right, I'm not drafting him.
I think the NFL is more like that, where they draft guys based on stupid different things. You know what I mean? Like,
I think bad GMs do that.
yeah, like look at his hand size. Look at how he does this. Look at how he looks in the uniform. Like it's like, nah, man. You guys are good
I hear a million stories about like the Steelers. Are the one I love is like Suggs. They talk about like the Ravens. Obviously, they've drafted well forever. And they talk about like Suggs ran like a bad 40, and they were like fired up. Because they're like, now we're gonna get him. Like we don't give a fuck about.
Oh, good.
Like,
Yeah.
Like we watched him dominate on the college football field for the last few years. Like we know he's a stud. Like I almost hope he runs like a 4.8.
Yeah, I think it's guys using their heads too.
I know
like,
on pads he's quick.
Here's the other thing. How many times do you really run 40 yards in football?
Never.
Yeah, there you go. I wanted to make sure I was not
literally
crazy.
the only one that
wide
receiver, corner, the only ones that
That's
really
it,
matters.
right? And even then, you're not always running 40. You're a fucking linebacker.
That just shows like
Maybe
how you
running
get around
back.
the field.
What?
That just shows like where you can, but like, even that's like more like the 3-cone drill probably. Like
Yeah,
how hard
no,
you
I'm
hit
just-
the gas,
yeah,
like,
I'm
how
just
hard you get
saying.
across the field. Like
Yeah.
no, like I'm with you 100%.
I had a football coach literally when I was in 6th grade, and like things again. We talk about things that stick with you. 6th or 7th grade, and the guy's telling the offensive lineman like, be tougher and this and that. And he's like, guys, all I'm asking you to do is work for 3 seconds. He goes, like, count it in your head. Every play where you block a guy, the play's over in about 3 to 5 seconds. He's like, that's all I'm asking you to do. And I was like, wow, it really stuck with me. You watch a play in the NFL, and that's it. You're engaged for 3 to 5 seconds, and it's done. Work hard, and then you get 45 seconds to rest and come back. You know what I mean? Like, he was very simplifying it, and that's kind of football. Like, how far is the linebacker run? 8 yards? He's 4 yards back, 5 yards back. He runs to the pile. Maybe he's 3 yards into the backfield. Like, he's running 8 yards at a time.
just to
12
show you
yards
how,
at a time.
Is it just to show you how athletic someone is? You think?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's I think they want the traits to match like what you saw on tape. A lot of them, like we're like, we see you're a specimen, but like let's see like really like. And I think it kind of puts you all against each other, like just the pool of players you're picking from, and just be like, all right, where are these guys? Because I do think even like a big things like James Pierce Jr. last night ran like 4.5, 4.5 flat as like a big D end, insane. And I love they put like Patrick Mahomes running the 40 with him and to show him like just blowing past him.
Yeah.
But more just to be like, hey, like this is a guy like when he gets out, like when he like gets the edge, like he's gonna chase down these quarterbacks. So I do think for like it matters a little bit. I just think you shouldn't take some guy who like wasn't good, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, but he did a big broad jump. He's explosive and this and that. And listen, maybe there's guys like I remember the guy that actually the Ravens drafted. It shows how good they are drafting. Owa, the guy who the DN for Penn State, he had 0 sacks, 0. And was drafted I think in like the end of first, second round, and he's been like a good player for them. And it's just crazy. Like I think there are some ways. Like I know Shamar Stewart. People were on like the NFL Network broadcast. He went to A&M, and they were comparing him to Myles Garrett because they're like measurables are very similar. But it was like, yeah, but Myles Garrett each year had like 10 sacks. This guy had like 4 sacks his whole career. Like there's a big difference. Like I think like that shit matters. Like your production should matter to me way more.
Right.
Like I just feel like when you see good teams that draft, like they always it's production.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Getting back,
90%
yeah, that's where I'm at with getting back to the NBA. Like, oh, well, he can, I need somebody to play the 3, and I need this, or I already have. It's the same thing with Durant. Well, the Blazers, correct me if I'm wrong.
Odin was just
listen,
like
Odin was really good, but also didn't they already have? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they already have Brandon Roy?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
They already had Brandon Roy, so they were looking like, oh, we can't really play them together. It's like I know that's kind of.
Brandon Roy was really good at the time.
I get that, but
Brandon Roy's my favorite like what if in the NBA.
I think we've gotten.
He was incredible.
I think we've gotten way better with that, where people do just say, "Just give me basketball players, and we'll figure it out." You know what I mean?
That was a time where like the league was starting to be dominated a bit by centers in a way. Like Duncan was winning.
Dwight
Right.
Howard was winning
Dwight
MVPs.
Howard.
Yeah.
Like obviously the game has changed now.
Yeah, but it goes, I guess, to your philosophy of like, just give me basketball players and we'll make it work.
Can I
you know
also
what I
say?
mean?
Can I say a measurable that I never fucking understood? It's the vertical jump. When people are like, wow, he jumped. Like, I think it was James Pierce. Wow, he had a 40.5 inch vertical last night. Well, he's not playing in the fucking dunk contest.
Yeah, that's very overrated for football. You're right.
I get that it's like it shows how athletic someone is, where it's like that's important. Shows someone athleticism, but it's like, what does that have to do with football? A wide receiver, a DB for like a jump ball. Yes, 100%. I get it. But why does it matter if you're not dunking a basketball?
Yeah, I think it's just general athleticism, and then this is me getting deep cut, like the batting down the ball's line of scrimmage has become 100%. A big thing. So you could say that, but I agree with you.
But those guys don't jump, Ev, when they do it. They're engaged.
No, I know. I agree.
When I got a handful of your jersey.
I agree. But
they just go like this. They have a big.
MVP.
But you see, J.J. Watt's made it like a big thing.
I don't know. You said it.
What?
I don't think. If I had a bet, I would say Dwight Howard probably didn't win MVP.
No, he actually didn't. I don't think.
He was in the run. He was in the Eastern He was in the Eastern Conference, and he was in a run of LeBron. Wow. I don't think he would have won.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
He had
right now for me. This is a what's that effect? A Mandela effect.
Yeah.
If you asked me to go through every single MVP, I'd be like 2009 MVP,
right.
Dwight Howard.
Well, because he went through a weird phase where, like Bosco just said, you had LeBron, and then that was also like prime Kobe and prime Steve Nash.
He came second to Derrick Rose in his.
There you go.
MVP
D Rose had the one sprinkled in.
That's his highest finish. Honestly, yeah, I feel like he did. He came back-to-back fourth place finishes in 09 and 10, fifth place in 08.
Yeah, he was top 5 for like 5 years in a row.
Also, the stretch I just named, he had 3-time Defensive Player of the Years, like in a row.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like that just wouldn't go first overall now, I think.
Can I say something that I saw on the internet yesterday, going back to the Luka thing?
Sure.
Did you guys see?
Bro, I saw this. I don't know if it's real or not. He was smoking hookah on the sidelines. That's got to be fake, right?
You might have been sent out. I didn't even see that, but you probably...
I saw the tweet.
It was 8:30 this morning, and I was like, I'm fishing on a Friday. Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got here. And they're like, of course it's not. Look at his number. I'm like, all right, thanks, buddy.
I do.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Take a lap.
I do like when Twitter, when you see something that you know is probably fake, but you just don't do any research after that, so you just kind of like, it's 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, fuck it.
But when people are like the front office for the Mavs thinks Luka drinks too much and he smokes hookah too much in the offseason, it's a real big concern. And somebody posted pictures yesterday of like Dirk Nowitzki being like, yeah, Maverick Legends never did this. And it's Dirk just like so fucked up. Like, yeah.
Bro, that's the thing. I go back. First off, Hookah Doncic is an unbelievable nickname.
Yeah, great. Hookah Doncic.
Great nick. Hookah Doncic is an unbelievable nickname. Unbelievable nickname. But dude, we talk about The Last Dance. Let's romanticize Jordan, and he's a physical freak. And he has a fucking baseball bat in his mouth. He's smoking cigarettes in his cigars in his mouth. It's fucking out of his mind.
That's hilarious. With Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Slosh.
Yeah, that was back in the day that drunkathletes.com and things like that was a weird time.
Oh, who was the play? One of the best drunk videos ever is Aaron Baines after the Spurs won the championship.
With Tim Duncan, like, was it pulling him away?
Thanks, man.
I didn't see that.
It's somebody. I think it's Duncan or somebody else, like pulling him in the car, like they're like trying to pull him away, and they're like trying to talk to him. He's like, "Hey," like,
I don't remember that.
It's like TMZ, like, congrats, Aaron. He's like, "Thanks, man."
I don't remember that at all.
Really funny. It's really funny. Really, really funny.
You guys played great, man.
Thanks, man.
You guys played.
I love Duncan just in a beater.
Yeah.
It's like 4 in the morning. Bro.
What I love is also like certain things stick with you in terms of clips, I guess, from growing on the internet or things that you have personal like jokes with your friends. Again, the one me and my buddy have sent it every couple of years. West Virginia wins the NIT, and they give shirts that say West Virginia. They mixed out. It was Virginia, so it was Virgina. It was not vagina, it was Virginia. And they won the NIT. It was a famous fuck up on the T-shirts. The next year, they win the Big East tournament, and Deshaun Butler in the postgame, and I caught it live on the TV. They got him on a hot mic, and he goes to his boy. He's like, "Yo, it don't say West Virginia. It don't say West Virginia." So like we watched that in my attic with my buddy, and now it's one of the all-time clips. Like that guy from Hoop Central knowing or out of nowhere tweeting. When did he tweet it? In 2020?
Which one?
That clip. Pull up the thing. Yeah, 2020. Like it was what? How many years after they won the championship? Spurs didn't win a championship for what? 8 years at that point, or 5 years, 4 years at that point. My bad.
That was That was viral, though, when it first came out.
I know it was viral, but this guy quoting it on a random Thursday in 2020 means that when he thinks that clip, he cracks up, and that's where I'm going.
I got you.
That's where I'm going with certain things. You know what I mean? And it's great. That's why we live on the internet. So, but yeah, I think or showing people videos for the first time, like Shane Gillis. You ever see the one about Pakistan? When he does that, he tells the kids about. They come up and they say what they want to do. Like, I don't know, just different internet videos that make people laugh. I always like, so that made me laugh.
Yeah, there's been like 3 this week that like I think are gonna live in my head that I'll just like think about and just crack up.
Which
like
one?
That nobody does, like the frat one. Like, have you seen the nobody does it like Signu?
No.
It's should I show him it? This video cracks me up.
I didn't see this one. I think we have a lot of stuff that's funny too. Like the burger challenge from Dave is still an all timer. Were you old enough to remember that?
I've seen it.
What the fuck is this?
Dukes is cracked.
Yeah, this is Dukes'. We found Dukes'.
Nobody does it like Signer.
Just honestly, the move is just like,
There's like 5
man.
things that make it so funny. It's like the Gen Z haircut, the dance move, the no arms. It's so funny.
nobody does it like.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll open the calls. If you gotta give us a pick and then tell us to pull up a video, we'll get wild on a Friday.
That's great.
LeBron.
that made me laugh like all day.
If Phil has him, we'll fire him right through. LeBron says, being the face of the league, why would you do that? Everybody's going to shit on you. I kind of get it.
I thought.
They tried, like, they were tearing down Jordan for a little bit, too. He's at the casinos too much. They write the hit pieces of that. You know, they still idolize them, but when it is very hard when you're under the microscope, they will try to come and get you to a degree.
Listen, I don't think we've ever seen an athlete deliver on expectations like he has ever, and we may never again. To have a kid that's the chosen one at 15 become what he's become, but still,
all right, so I'm saying,
but still, I just. So
let's tackle that.
For someone of his stature to be saying things like that to me is kind of soft. Like, guy, you've been dealing with this for 25 years.
Yeah, but maybe
you know what this is,
right? But
you have everything.
Maybe he's looking out for the other people, so to speak, that he knows not everybody can deliver to that. Deliver under that pressure.
But to me, the saying like, oh, like what? Basically, why would I want to be great? Because like they'll just tear me down. Like, come on, like you sound like a fucking bitch, man.
Okay.
Like, and listen, LeBron, he's been the face of the league for like 20 years, for a long ass time.
Right.
But no one knows it better than him. But I just think for him to like say like why would you like want to like almost like be like the next, like whether it's like Shea or like Jokic or like Giannis was for like a couple of years, or like who, you know what I mean, like whoever it is, like him saying like, oh, like you don't want this spot kind of thing. Like, I don't know, it just was very like I get what you're saying, and listen, I don't, he's not wrong in terms of like the media is gonna trash you, but I also think at that point you're giving like the media and like the just internet commenters like a little too much power.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like you're the guy, man, and like anyone, like whoever it is that wants to step up and be the next guy, whether it's Shea or like I said, whoever, like you should want to take that ball and run with it.
Yeah. Who has been a knockout deliver guy? I got 2 in my head.
I have 2. I would say the 2 that stick out to me the most are LeBron by far is like
right.
1,
and say it together.
I would say
3.
Bryce Harper. Because he was the guy. He was the chosen one at 17. Yep. He's been one of the best players in the league for the last like however long he's in the league.
No.
See, it's a shame because he was.
You
and
don't
then
think he delivered?
He did, and he was retired too early, but he did deliver 100%.
Yeah, but I think the longevity like hurts him as he did.
It does hurt him. You know, he doesn't.
He delivered, but he didn't deliver for that long, so I cannot put him in the LeBron and Harper.
No, he doesn't deserve to be in it.
But
he doesn't deserve to be in it.
He's an anomaly.
He is.
He shouldn't be in. And I agree. I think this is it. I agree with you.
I guess maybe I don't remember Luck. I guess I wasn't as dialed in.
DJs
probably, but I don't know. I guess
you just
I don't remember in the moment. I remember Luck being good. I don't remember Luck being
amazing.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Guys go through the cracks.
Just think about that. When they drafted, obviously, his number 1 pick, they were horrible.
Right.
Literally, his rookie year, they were 11-5, playoff team.
You're right. It's better than it goes, I guess.
Instant transformation of a franchise. And obviously, the Colts have been good forever because of Peyton before that. But they were in the gutter. Peyton left. And then they were just instantly like, well, really, honestly, the reason they moved on from Peyton had the neck surgery, set out the year.
Because luck was there. I do know
Allegedly
that.
took steroids,
Yeah, Curtis Painter was their fucking starting quarterback. They were horrible. But then they really were ready to move on from Peyton because they knew, like, we luck now. We're good. Like, we have the guy.
How many years did Luck, like?
I think 6 or 7 he played.
Okay, that's longer
Fastest,
than...
like, for yards.
He was on pace to break all those. And, no, you're right. Like, he will never be put in the LeBron, and he shouldn't. But he definitely, like...
He delivered.
While he
that's
played,
fair.
He delivered.
I think it's hard at the NFL to, like, say, you know, like, looking back, number 1 picks, like, you know, we thought Stroud was on that path, little bit of a downtick. He could still be very good.
Stroud didn't even go 1 overall.
I have it too.
Oh, what did he go? What did he go? What did he go? 2.
But I think it's different because...
Trevor Lawrence.
No, but
It would be like if
hold
Trevor
on.
Lawrence delivered.
Right.
Yes,
But you also have to have, the other part of it is, you can't just be a number 1 pick and that's why you, like, you're
was a
hyped.
consensus
You have to
number
be you have to be a consensus. I also feel like people have to know about you at 16, 17.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Stroud isn't in that, like...
Yeah, no, he's not.
He wasn't a thing to, like,
Right,
very
he
later
got
on.
good. Yeah, exactly.
Like, Lawrence is that guy,
Yes.
100%. Like Luck was that guy. Honestly, crazy one who he just didn't pin out in college, like, to that level. Ewers was legit that guy.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, he was they were talking about him, the number 1 college prospect, like, ever. He literally skipped his senior year of high school and just went to Ohio State. And was, like, on the roster. And the only reason that didn't work out was because Stroud became a thing that year.
Are we on the precipice of 2 potential can't miss guys or guys with that type of pressure in Flagg and Wemby?
Yeah, Wemby definitely is. And I would say Flagg is. You could say Flagg probably is. I think so.
Somehow I've seen people are still trying to be like, I don't know if it's just NBA media trying to drum it up, but people are still saying, like, I don't know if Flagg's number 1. I saw it twice this week.
It's so interesting. Because I had the debate, like, early in the year with, like, the Harper thing of, like, or like Bailey if you want more like an ISO guy. All I've seen this year, I think you just have, like, he just contributes to winning basketball.
I
like,
completely
he
agree.
does everything. Like, you just can put that guy on any team. Their team's going to get better. I think you have to take him 1 no matter who the team is.
Flagg is so good. I've said this before, but so good at just basketball.
Yes.
While, like, Ace Bailey screams to me. Like, I still think higher ceiling.
He's
but,
a
like,
hooper.
that's what you're going to get when you're a 6'10 guy who can make shots from all across the floor. But I don't think that's going to correlate to winning basketball. What I think Ace Bailey is going to be is a player that averages 28 on the fucking Charlotte Hornets. Like some bottom of the league franchise. Like, I'm not saying with LaMelo or, like, hypothetically, but a bottom franchise, average so many points, maybe make a couple All-Star games, but, like, I don't think he'll ever compete for championships.
Yeah. And it says something about Flagg. He's competing for a championship this year, and he is the guy, but he's okay night in and night out if somebody else steps up because he knows his team's so good. And I also think people are going to be like, you're stretching. I think that goes back to Montverde. He had the fucking phenomenal freshman class, and was he the guy? Absolutely. But I'm sure if you go back on nights, Queen got his. This guy got his. He didn't ice out 4 fucking phenomenal players.
Duke at times.
He definitely carries them, but he's not bitching and moaning if somebody else rises above.
No.
That to me is a winner who also knows how to play on a really good team.
I agree.
I also think,
like that's where I'm
He's going
at.
to be a great Celtic.
I also think
McNeely, Queen, like he played with those
he's a
guys.
honestly, I think Flagg's best attribute is probably that he doesn't need the ball to impact the game a lot.
Agreed.
Listen, when he gets the ball, he impacts the shit out of it. He definitely can score. Like, he's a good scorer. But his impact is that he can rebound, he can pass, he can block shots, he can play defense, like steals.
His floor is so high.
Yeah, like he just can do. Yes, agreed. He can just do. He has the highest floor by far, in my opinion. He can just do everything, and I think like when you have a guy that can impact the game like that without needing the ball, and then by the way, he can go get you 20 and 10.
Right.
Like that's an incredible play.
Yeah, I hope he gets towards a winning. I really hope. I'll be honest. I really hope he goes to the Spurs somehow. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Imagine.
I'm going to be honest. So do I. I also think
Put him on the Spurs. Good organization.
Who do you think the
Let
NBA
Pop
wants him
get
to
a
go
little
to?
bit. I don't know what's going on with Pop, but give Pop like
he's
2 more
done, allegedly.
officially.
No.
Well, he's done for the year, but
allegedly.
Yeah,
the health is. I mean, he's getting.
I know
old, man.
he's old, but I would have loved to see that.
I wonder if the NBA would want Flagg like to save a bottom feeder, or if they would rather him be on like a Spurs and just be like, you know what, like go join. Like I wonder if they'd rather spread it out and be like, go save the Wizards. You know what I mean? Like I wonder if they'd rather if they in their heart of hearts would rather him go save one of these shitty teams or just go to like a team that has a little buzz already.
No, because I think they have enough stars spread out to smaller franchises or non-long-term winner franchises historically. If that makes sense. Let's look. All right, Jokic went to the Nuggets. Are the Nuggets a fucking powerhouse? No.
But Jokic was a second-round pick. I'm talking about.
I know.
Guys that are like,
I'm just saying. Now you have stars in smaller markets on these teams who have never been power. Not the Bulls, not the Lakers, not the Knicks, not the Celtics. They went and they fucking did something, planted their flag, and they're stars. The Bucks are not a fucking monster franchise. Who else am I missing? The Oklahoma City, relatively new franchise. They're kind of loaded with star. They have a star. Like, I don't know. I just think the NBA has it used to be like, well, we got to put them in the big markets and the team. Everybody's watching everything now.
I think Chicago Bulls.
That would be great. Flag in Chicago would be good.
The Bulls being bad. The Bulls being like bad or like mid, like perennial like 10 seed is like one of the worst things for the NBA because that is like a major market.
I agree.
It doesn't even like do
because the thing I wonder, because it's funny, we've talked about a lot this year with the NFL with how many bad teams there are. I mean, there's 4 teams in the NBA that are like truly like putrid. Like we have like the Hornets, the Wizards, the Jazz. What's the other one I'm missing?
For the most part,
the Pelicans. And the Pelicans have like a young star, but they're horrible. Like maybe what they want to like. And listen, it's the lottery. I truly don't believe they rig it. I think they might have in the past. I don't think they do now. I just don't. I don't know. Like I would think he's going to go to like one of those teams. Obviously, just odds would say that, but
yeah.
I wonder if it was. I wonder truly if it was up to them. Like if you gave like Adam Silver like truth serum, like where would he hand select like Cooper Flag to go?
Right.
Like, almost would they want to try to save like a team like the Hornets, like a team like the Wizards? Like the Wizards have like nothing. Like
there's no saving the Wizards.
But like the Hornets, were like, oh, you can sell yourself. A lot of people think LaMelo Ball is inefficient. All that, get that, probably fair points. But like, would they say, hey, like maybe let's go try to throw him over there with the Hornets? And like now you have LaMelo and you have Flag and you have Brandon Miller. Like, can this be like a salvageable situation?
Jordan still has a piece of the Hornets too, right?
I don't think he does anymore.
Does he not have a piece of the Hornets?
He sold it, right, Meek?
He may be like a minority stake.
I thought he sold it.
I thought he was.
Could be wrong.
I thought he was still kind of around the game.
He's not like in the control or anything.
All right, Phil, fire him up.
Right.
I just want to say
Stafford's making a decision today too.
I don't.
We
think
have that.
I don't.
Oh
think
yeah,
that,
let's talk about that a little
Potentially.
bit.
I don't.
Yeah, we fire him through. It's been a while. Fire him through, and then we'll mix it in.
Jackson, you're on.
Jackson,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
we got you.
One obvious one you guys missed is Tiger on.
Yep. It's a good call. That's a very, very good call. Sorry about that. I think we got lumped into the team sports instead of individual sports, and that's short-minded for us.
The Tiger's 100% right.
Tiger is 100% correct.
Sure.
But, yeah, individual sports a little bit different. But, yes, 100% Tiger Woods.
Also, is Ant becoming the biggest bitch in the NBA?
Anthony Edwards?
Why? Go ahead, expand. He got a technical last night.
He got ejected.
Yeah, he got ejected. Now he can get suspended.
He got technical and ejected for flopping when all he does and his coach does is bitch about Shea flopping. It's insane. He's like sneaky becoming a huge bitch and acts like he's not.
It's a fair point. I hadn't heard that. That's honestly after the Finch comments. It's not a. It's a fair, valid point to bring up.
Yeah.
It's weird. And Edwards had. I don't think anyone had a bigger like aura glow up in like such a short time than Edwards. He always kind of had it, but obviously like just the sweep of Durant last year and all that was crazy. They beat the Nuggets. There's gonna be an interesting little playoff run for them because they're gonna be a low seed if they even get in, and they might have to go play OKC in the first round, which they battled with them recently, but. That's interesting. Like I wonder if the narrative starts to flip on him with the tax and he's throwing the ball in the stands and they're not as good this year as they were last year. It's an interesting point. It might be early on that.
It needs to. I mean, SGA gets so much shit for, I guess, foul baiting or being a free throw merchant, and the leader of that charge is the Timberwolves fans and Ant and Chris Finch, and they're just doing the same exact thing and not even acknowledging it. It's insane.
Right.
Now, let me ask this. Are you an OKC fan?
I am, yeah.
I don't mind. I actually appreciate that.
I am. I try to be fair, and SGA does get a lot of free throws, but he doesn't. I mean, I am a fan, but I try to be fair.
I mean, he's unbelievable. I think there's always a little middle ground.
Yeah, you have to.
But listen, he's one of the best players in the league. He should get calls.
Also, again, I say it again, getting to the line is an efficient shot. You should
100%.
try to take that.
100%.
It's like saying, the guy takes too many layups. Okay, you're supposed to take
stop him.
Yeah, you're supposed to
Stop
take
him.
fucking dunks. Like,
Stop him from getting to the hoop.
is what it is. You got a pick or you got a random internet video, Jackson?
I don't have a pick. The last thing I'll leave you guys with is the SGA was like the fourth player to score 30 points in have 3 consecutive seasons averaging 30 or more, and he has the less free throws of the other 3, which are Kobe, AI, and James Harden.
Wow.
So it's like
good
people
stat.
want nostalgic basketball, and they just shit on SGA delivering nostalgic basketball. So
Okay.
that's all.
No,
Appreciate
that's a good stat. It honestly just putting in perspective like how incredible of a run he's had these last few years.
Right. Phil, fire it up. I feel bad for Pikel, too.
This guy want to talk about bracketology seedings.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up?
Hey, happy March Eve, first and foremost.
Yep.
Happy Friday, but I'm a Auburn fan and never really paid attention to the way that seeding goes for the brackets. I understand the regions as far as the first seed or the first seeds go, but was curious if you guys knew or understood how like the second seed line, third seed line, and beyond, how they get placed into the regions and the matchups go from there.
From my understanding, they try to keep the seed lines as true to 1 and then 8 overall, 2 versus 7
That's what I was
overall,
gonna say, like
3 versus 6 overall, and then 4 versus 5. So that's what they say. Now, nothing is perfect because there's a million different elements to bracketology and where they place teams, from my understanding as well. So what they will do is, if somebody's a strong 2, they could potentially, like I've seen Arizona be the 2 out west, and the 1 seed is a team from the east, like UConn. Like I've seen them, they could do that. So to answer your question, they try to keep the seed line as true as possible, but there's a ton of things that affect it. You can't have rematches in the first round as well. So like let's say the 32 overall and the 33 over whatever those numbers are, factor in if they played earlier this season, they have to move somebody. Where it goes there. BYU can't play on fucking Sundays, so their seed gets affected. That's true. That's a fact. Conference, they try to avoid conference. No, you definitely can't have a conference meet until the Sweet 16.
That's what I was going to say for conference
as well. I think they'll also look at it and be like, all right, Auburn's the 1 here. Maybe we don't put Texas A&M in that bracket because it's a conference rematch. So they try to hold the line as true as possible, 1 to 68, but they do not do it because there's a million different variables. If that answers your question, hopefully it does. But yeah, I'm not an expert in it, and there's a million different rules. But from being such a nerd of figuring it all out, I know it's basically this: try to go 1 to 68. But also have to play with all of the variables that you have to deal with.
Well,
it's really the short answer.
They try to put like the strongest 2 or like the weakest 1.
Yeah.
But no, I agree.
It does. Geography matters too.
That's something I'm actually glad he asked that because it was something I had thought about the last like week or two. With all these good SEC teams, like it's almost going to be hard to not have like a one SEC team because there's a world we could have 3 SEC 1 seeds. That's like. Or no, 2. I think there's 2 is like gonna happen. I think for sure. But there's also a very good.
But then at that point, you could have 3 SEC 2s.
No, that's
2 SEC 2s.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Where like in the top 8, you could have like Auburn, Bama, Tennessee,
Florida. A&M's moved their way down a little bit.
After losing to Vandy hurt a little bit, but they still could like play their way back in.
Missouri,
Mizzou, of course. Like it's gonna be impossible to not have like between 1 seeds and 4 seeds. It's going to be impossible to not have like
somebody's going to get a 1-4 or a 2-3. Yeah,
in the like 1 to 4 in the same bracket.
Yeah,
there's just too many good teams in the SEC for that not to happen.
Yeah, and then also like the other thing with bracketology, as much as they say like, oh, we try to do it, like the Sunday games don't fucking matter. I really do believe that.
What do you mean?
The Big Ten champion, they don't truly seed it because they have to get it for TV, and the game ended a fucking hour before. How can you possibly say that game affected where it's at? It's just the way it fucking goes.
No. You can do like, if this happens, we do this. If that happens, we do this.
So
it's not perfect. Yeah, but it's not perfect.
It's not perfect. But in most of the time, this isn't every time, but I'm saying most of the time, the two teams, I would say like high majority of the time, the two teams in that Big Ten tournament are tournament teams.
Yes.
Like usually the teams
they're just interchangeable, but it does hurt their.
Like, all right, like maybe like if Michigan State wins, they're a 2. If they lose, they're a 3. If Maryland wins, they're a 3. If they lose, they're a 4.
But there's there's been times where somebody's
swap other teams around.
Somebody's sitting at home, somebody else wins the Big Ten, and then they don't move up. Like they don't go, and then you're looking at the end, you're like, hold on a second. Illinois didn't win. This team did win. How did they get a 5 instead of a 4? It's also, there's a human element to the bracket as well, that they don't know all the answers. No matter what seed, teams can get fucked. Iowa complained about it, and they were right. They played the last game of the day on Sunday. It was Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
And then got placed in the early window Thursday.
That's a fair
Now,
right.
it's not the committee's fault of the time of the games because that's TV. But they did know they were sending them to a Thursday site. That's a fact.
So
like there's things that, it's never going to be perfect, and that's why I'm fascinated by it. I would love to be in the room. Would love to be in the room.
The A10's the same day, and I know for a fact Dayton was the first team out in 2022, the same year you're talking about with Iowa. Dayton and Iowa fans were going at each other in 2020 because of the Luka Garza versus Obi thing, right? So hang on with me.
Oh, yeah.
So then 2 years later, Iowa makes that Big Ten tournament run. Dayton's up at the A10 semifinals. Our point guard goes down. We lose to Richmond. Davidson had an was going to get an at-large no matter what. Richmond wins the A10 tournament. They get in. I know for a fact Richmond took our spot instead of us, and they played Iowa. They beat Iowa in the first round.
Yeah?
I know that's what they were setting up because Dayton was the first team out. If we just won the A10 semis, we were in no matter what. We were going to be an at-large. It was us and Davidson. That was the way it was going to shake out. And because you're right, the last day, it just seemed like a plug-and-play. Like, oh, shit, we didn't expect Richmond to make this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating to me.
I think that's when it gets the most unique is when a team that was not, they're literally, if they don't win, they're out.
That's exactly why I think the A10 is so unique because, again, the Big Ten, if you make the Big Ten championship, you're probably going to get an at-large no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're like,
on a miracle run, like State.
Unless you're like an NC State last year, like where they go on a incredible run.
And especially the last day of the tournament. Like I know Michigan went on a kind of a miracle run, and when like the plane crashed.
State Penn kind of did something too recently. No. Or they were already in the tournament with Shrewsbury? Am I misremembering that? They were in anyway? Okay, that's fair.
I just think the A10 is such a fascinating one because there's a bid stealer almost every year in the A10.
Yeah. Yeah, the A10 is a bid stealing league for sure. So is what's Memphis in now? AAC.
They suck. That's not like Memphis, but
the conference?
Yeah, Memphis is going to be the weirdest team going into this tournament because they play down to their competition so much. The analytics don't like them so much because, again, they're playing down. I don't think they're bad. I think that it's just like they haven't been tested in so long.
Don't love the coach. Like
you don't.
I don't think he's exceptional.
Neither do I.
I'll say that.
I don't think he's Rick Pitino.
Right. I'll say that. Yeah, but
I don't think he's Nate Oates.
I liked what I saw out of North Texas last night.
North Texas is great.
They look good.
Low key, a great program. I don't know.
They are a good program.
I don't know what.
McCaslin came from there too, right?
Right. But even before that, I want to say, before he got there, they were good. Like, or not good like NCAA tournament berths, but like that's a school that takes their athletics more seriously and is like poised in the NIL era. I want to say probably oil money.
Yeah. Interesting.
But
a team like I tweeted it last night too. Like I know North Texas is nowhere near the bubble, and if you pull up their resume, it's probably really bad. Like, and I would look like an idiot. But I'd rather see UC San Diego, UC Irvine, the loser of that Big West, and maybe North Texas be in over like fucking Carolina. Like Carolina had their chances and they didn't do anything.
North Texas also like they don't make tournaments, but they're just like always competitive in conference play. I mean, McCaslin was also. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a great. You should get a jumpsuit from him.
Okay, we like McCaslin. I was big on Beard the Texas Tech year. I remember walking out of that Duke game, and Duke won at the Garden. And,
I was there too. I was at the game.
And telling my dad, being like, we just saw a national championship team, and I don't know if it's Duke. I was very, very impressed with that Texas Tech team. Very impressed. And then, like, they were it was one of those, they were a 3 after playing in a brutal Big 12, so they took losses that, you know, not every team would take. I was really high on that Texas Tech team. I'm very surprised they didn't win that championship.
That was the Virginia year?
Virginia year.
I bet on them in that game.
So did I.
I mean, it went to OT.
Yeah.
They were +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like North Texas, I'm
regulation.
looking at Ken Palm right now. Since 2020, they were top 80 every single year in Ken Palm, which I think is a pretty good indicator for like a
little trick. I think it's easier to click the.
They have different coaches.
Oh, that's why. Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There should be a way you just click the team and get the history.
I agree. Let me see Mean Green. No.
No, we should talk to Ken about that.
Mr. Palm?
Also, a very funny Francesa clip, and we love Francesa, friend of the program, love his kid. Great intern
Pause.
while I was here. Okay, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I had called him like around this time of year, late February, and be like, Mike, how much do you look into like the analytics? Like, I don't really pay attention to that shit, you know, this and that, whatever. I'm listening. The next week, he's like, a very special guest tomorrow, something we've never done before, Ken Pomeroy. We're going to have him on. I was like, you motherfucker. I swear to God. And then he asks him, he goes, Ken, what's the site? Like, he didn't, like, in the opening question, like, it was very, and Funhouse was tweeting about it. It was a very funny thing. So, also Francesa video, random Francesa moments are definitely up there with they only make you laugh.
What's one that sticks out? I think
when Russo is talking about burning his kid in the bathtub, and he was like, I can't find the channel or whatever, and he's like, Mike's like, you check the Golf Channel, and he's like, oh, bad job by me, bad. Like we would say that a ton. Like, hey, that girl really wanted to go home, and you didn't. Like, bad job by me. We would definitely say that a lot too. Like, should have checked. I think we would say the full thing too. Should have checked the Golf Channel. Bad job by me.
The Stanley one, I always, whenever I say who cares, I go, oh, who cares?
Yeah, but that's a famous one. The Stanley one is.
That's a who cares?
Yeah.
So the one of him just reading the numbers of the dates or whatever is so funny.
Yeah.
What was he talking about?
He was doing DeGrom's earned runs, I think, for like the last 30 starts. It was that big.
He literally said
it was like 3, 1, 2, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0.
For so long.
It's unbelievable. All right, Phil, run him through. Oh, my God.
Matt from San Francisco.
Matt. You think he hangs out with the Giants when they're in town?
That's a famous
What a segue.
one, too.
No, I know, but
What
he's
a
from San
segue.
Francisco.
Yeah, it's a famous one,
What a
too. Let me
segue.
see if I can find it.
What's up, Matt?
What's up?
I called in earlier in the season. I've been trying to get on for a while, but I usually listen to the show after. And I heard that fucker Clemmer say he should call in a couple weeks ago. So I tried last week. He wasn't there. And I tried this Wednesday, but you guys didn't do calls. So I won't really talk about the Warriors because Clemmer's not on. I'll call
Oh, wait. Are you the guy that said the Pods was like the third best player in the NBA?
Yeah. So hold on. I wanted to open. Why weren't we talking about Pods for that third option?
We should have been. It should have been considered.
No. Kidding, honestly, kidding. Pods is good, but on that day, I'm a diehard New York Giants fan. My parents are from Jersey. I was just done with the Giants, so I had to call in and try and talk about something. So it was all Warriors. But you guys have been giving the Warriors proper respect, and I appreciate that.
You know, it's
fun. Listen,
you can partly thank Clemmer for that.
Not even as a big NBA guy. I want Steph to be in the mix.
Yes,
you can't the fact that he's rooting against Steph doesn't make any sense to me.
He just wants to trade old guys.
And it's just the fact that
which is crazy because he's the oldest guy we got.
He doesn't even understand the intangibles that Steph brings. We were a $313 million franchise. Now we're worth $9.2 billion. I mean, the guy also is like teaching young players how to work out, how to train, how to be a proper athlete is a big deal too. But Clemmer wouldn't know anything about that. I honestly don't want to get into it until he's back on the show. But I do have a pick for you guys and a futures pick. Tonight I got University of Nevada, Reno. Just take the points, whatever. UNO is a bunch of fucking losers. And then I got a parlay for you. We're going to go New York Giants, Super Bowl. I think it's in San Francisco next year.
Let's go.
And then we're going to parlay that with Warriors over the Celtics if we can do that. I just wanted to add one more thing, a little thought on this new Warriors team from a diehard Warriors fan. We used to have Melton when we were 9-2 last time I called. He got injured. We just got Jimmy Butler and got rid of Wiggins. The way we see it is Jimmy Butler is kind of like a Melton defense. with Wiggins' offense, but much better. He's also a Celtics killer, so if we can get there, I think it's going to be a dangerous matchup. But overall, I do think the Celtics are better, and it'd be probably a tough one for us this year. Good talking to you, boys. I'll call back in when Clemmer's on.
I appreciate it. Definitely call back. We appreciate that.
Yeah, you got to dunk on him. You got to dunk.
Just finish the job. To me, if the Warriors win a playoff series, Clemmer cannot say a fucking thing.
No, he will.
He will. No. Because I remember I prefaced it. I said if they fucking win the first round and they go lose to like the fucking Thunder in 6, don't tell me you were right. When the Thunder are just like,
well, he's put himself in a spot where he wins if they don't win a championship. But
that's why I've tried to preface these.
But what he's not getting is that he was saying mortgage the future, get rid of this, like waste this time. It's like, no, man.
It's also because in the mix. What I go back to say, you cannot be like, I'm gonna punt this year because like anything can happen injuries wise.
Right.
Anything can happen in the playoffs where it breaks your way. What if Shea? Sorry, I hate to say it. What if Shea gets injured?
What? Sure.
What if he gets injured? Then it's like, oh,
no,
shit,
it's a real thing. I mean, no, that's a
wide
real.
Open. And then you're like, oh, shit,
100%.
I wish I didn't punt this future. I wish I traded for Jimmy Butler. You made all the moves that, like, anything can happen now.
Also, going off what he said about, like, the value of the franchise thing, I think, listen, I understand that Clemmer's looking at it in almost like a Belichickian way. And I do think, especially in basketball, because I think one player even matters more, excuse me, even than, like, it's hard to quantify, like a Tom Brady's value to, like, the Patriots, for example. But I think in basketball, one player is able to have, like, such an impact on like a franchise, even like he kind of said monetarily, where I think there's value to Steph being like a Warrior for life. And I think as long as he's still playing at this level, you can't just like trade him. I just think I don't think you'll get the true value that he holds.
Right.
Because with your franchise, he's more valuable because of all those things, not just him as a pure basketball player, but like he is the face of the Warriors, not just for this generation, like forever.
Yeah.
Like he's the greatest Warrior of all time, like by far.
Yeah.
And he probably will never be surpassed.
Dukes, you can pull it up to end the show. Don't go crazy, but like if you fire that up. Phil, pull in the calls. How many more you got? 3? 2?
Yeah, we got a St. John's guy here. He went to the same mall camp you did.
Okay.
There we go. Love it. Let's talk Johnny's.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up?
Good. So I went to the St. John's game this Saturday. Me, my dad, and my brother. It was a great time. Like I remember going to a game like 10 years ago, and like my dad got his tickets. We're sitting in like the 100 level, and the usher was like, "Yeah, you guys could go sit closer. No one's coming to the game." And now Saturday, it was just really cool to see the place packed out. You know, we had a bunch of beers. You know, we had a good time. So it was just really fun just to see that. And I don't know, Rico, just because you went to the camp with Chris Mullin, you're not going to buy into the culture? Come on, Rico.
That's what we've all said.
I got the basketball, too. I pulled the basketball out of the closet.
I know.
Chris Mullin, he came at I think the last day, and he signed the basketball to everybody.
Yep. I got a picture. I sent it in the group chat last night. The picture of Mullen in the group chat at the camp.
Come on.
Me and my brother. But yeah, listen, I was mad when they got rid of him. You know, I'm a big Mullen guy.
I wasn't watching 5 to 7.
Pause that. Just, have that queued. We'll end it with that. But yeah, listen, I get everything you're saying. And you guys should, no matter what you do in the tournament, you should 100% embrace this time because you don't, like, I do think it's going to last a while with Pitino, but you never know how long it's going to last. You know what I mean? So, like, and you guys have had 25 years of really hard stuff. So all the St. John's fans who are, embracing it and enjoying it, I totally get that. I'm still going to be a prick because I've already dug the hole. So, like, now me coming back, I can't win. I'm never going to wear the jumpsuits. Like, I can't get back in with the team. You guys don't want me to be back in the team because I was trashing it. So you also got to respect everybody's got to wear the black hat sometimes. And that's, like, where I'm at. I've dug the hole. That's kind of where I'm at.
Maybe you could support another local school.
Who's that?
I don't know, like a Seton Hall.
Yeah, but they're, LIU Brooklyn, me and Spike. And that was,
yeah.
He's a basketball sicko. And I know people like he lives around the corner, but that doesn't mean he's going to go to fucking.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, he lives around the corner from a $1 pizza place. He doesn't go there.
Yeah, he doesn't have the 5 TV setup.
And NEC is tough. I love the NEC.
Spike Lee, without question, does not have a 5 TV setup.
No.
Not all on one wall.
No, I think
if he does, I'd be impressed.
I think he just has one that's 300 inches.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, enjoy it, dude. Enjoy it. You know, the March runs are. Go ahead.
I got one more thing for you guys. I'll be real fast. I put in a future in June on an NHL team, the Columbus Blue Jackets, at plus 50,000 because of the Johnny Gaudreau. So I thought they're still at really good, good odds right now. So I would say I told my friends to put it in. So they're in the playoff right now, and I saw they're doing the game at the Ohio State Stadium this weekend.
Oh, awesome!
Series.
They are.
So put it in, boys, and have a good weekend, guys.
All right, I'm rooting. I have
no Johnnies.
No spot in the NHL. I'm rooting for that to win.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, yeah.
I'm always down to see Columbus get a ring.
Yeah, bigger than
I've always said I've
sports.
never been a hockey guy. When I was in college, they have good deals for Ohio State's college students, $15 tickets, $25 for lower bowl.
That's awesome.
So we used to go to I probably in my few years I probably went to 5-10 games. A lot of fun. Well, I mean, we've always said going to hockey games in person is way better.
Way better.
But I've seen they've been paying some of the Ohio State players, like Will Howard, just a sponsored post that they're doing the game at the show.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know who they're playing. Obviously, Jacket's playing somebody, but I've heard the outdoor atmospheres are cool. That's something
the Winter Classic would be something I would definitely.
That's what I'm saying. I would want to go to that eventually, something like that.
Yeah. Phil.
Ryan, college basketball.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How's everything going? Congrats, Meek, on the big win yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So really, really rough week for the Florida Gators, man. That Georgia loss kicked me in the nuts. Wanted to apologize for the Skell behavior to Rico.
What'd you do?
Tweeting at you that I was getting receipts.
Oh, for Florida?
Yeah, and I was a dumbass when Ev was the one who bet it. But
Oh, no. I bet. Oh, okay. I'm confused. I bet Florida, and I tried to do the reverse jinx of night Florida. Then during the comeback, I tweeted oh my God, holy Florida, which is true. They had a massive comeback. You can live tweet a game, and then people are oh, you must it does take a lot to come back and then hold on to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was rooting for Florida in that parlay.
100%.
I was rooting for Florida.
If you want to get into loser talk, I couldn't even count how many moving screens, especially the one in particular on Kane's 3-point shot to put Georgia ahead was totally egregious. But it's a hostile environment. It is what it is. You deal with it. But wanted to let you guys know now is a really good time to buy on Florida, and then as far as pick for tomorrow or for the weekend, San Francisco plus 8.5 against Gonzaga.
Honestly, I had a good win over Oregon State the other day. Actually, I was on Oregon State. It was a tough loss. They're not a bad team. Florida's so interesting where they honestly even the Georgia game. I bet Georgia I just thought it was a spot game.
Yeah.
I don't think any less of Florida for losing that game.
No.
Georgia shot the lights out. If you're gonna be at home and just shoot the absolute fucking lights out, you're gonna lose. I think it even showed a lot that they came back the way they did. That they were I don't know. I think Florida's legit. I think Florida can make a deep run.
I think Stanford Steve said on his pod with SVP that Houston and Florida would be the two
they'd be fun to see play
not
each
in a
other.
draft. I don't think it was in a draft. If you're giving him a draft, he probably still would take Auburn and Duke. But he's the two teams he believes in the most are plant your flag. He was dude, I love Houston and I love Florida.
I would say that about Florida. I think Florida can beat anybody.
Yeah, great coach in Golden in a tough league. It's interesting to see how the next three. I think we're going to see a lot be told in the next three from Bama, Tennessee, and Florida all competing for that one, and it's a brutal stretch down the way, and they play each other. I'm pretty sure Tennessee plays Florida as well, right?
No, I don't.
They don't? All right, then it's my bad.
No, you're fine. I believe, they played Tennessee twice already. They have Texas A&M, they have Bama, and
Old Miss.
See if I can. I believe. Let me triple check. I'm a dumbass for not having it up in front of me. But what is it? Well, I am looking that up.
I'll get it.
Also, take a quick look at Houston's recruiting class next year.
It's amazing.
I think that
it's number
even
2.
though Yeah, they look insane, and they already have a replacement for Tugler.
Damn. Honestly, I've been hearing about this Houston recruiting class a little bit.
Houston and UConn's is loaded. I mean, I think if you're recruiting,
Florida goes A&M, Bama, Ole Miss.
I would imagine if you with the Houston recruits, these are kids that are like top recruits that are staying. I mean, it's not like Houston gets a shit ton of one and dones. Like the only one that really sticks out is Jarace Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I would agree with you. I think in the NIL era, they might start to get more of those players. But the guy I was talking about, just for your guys' reference, is Chris Senick Jr., 6'10", 233, 5-star power forward center combo. And they also have a 6'6", 200-pound shooting guard, 4-star Isaiah Harwell that looks really interesting.
No, I'm saying, yeah, they would be.
They seem like another team. I guess it's a little harder because, like, with the portal with them, it's not, hey, come here playing like a super up-tempo offense. We're going to score 100. You're going to get your shots. It's come here and you're going to, for 45 minutes every day of practice, we're going to put a fucking lid on the gym and you're going to, on the basket, and you're going to fucking rebound and play hard. So it is kind of that, but it is a winning culture. Like, there's nobody better than Sampson out there. I mean, he's in the discussion. There's guys better than Sampson, but he's in the discussion. He's fucking unbelievable.
Well,
they do win.
I was going to say with the team this year, it's a little different because they do play that great defense, but like I know Dukes is talking about it a lot. Like they have shooters.
They got shooters.
They have guys that can score, like Cryer, like Sharp. Like they have guys.
That's where I'm at with you.
Milos Uzan changed the entire offense for them, facilitating, getting it going. I 100% agree. Best offensive team Keldon Sampson's had in years.
Uzan in the past, like, 15 games, I want to say, has been, like, fantastic. Really, like, even in the beginning of the year when they kind of took those losses, he was not the player that he is today. I think that
that's a good sign. Let a guy get better. You don't want to,
He was supposed to, but coming into this year, he came from Oklahoma. You were like, all right, this is one of the top point guards in the portal. He'll be able to take over for Shed right away. He didn't fill the gap that Shed brought, but nobody could really fill the gap that Shed brought to the table.
Yeah,
also,
for sure.
Another thing with Houston is they always had like a Sasser. Now they have 3 shooters.
Yeah.
They always had injuries. They seem healthy. Even if they lose a guy, they seem to be deep enough this year that it won't dramatically decrease the chances that they go forward. Like usually they were always one injury away from being fucked. Like even if Uzan went down, Cryer knows how to play the point. Like you still got Sharp.
Yeah.
Like they just have so much mismatches.
The only guy they can't really lose is Tugler this year.
Agreed. Or Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Because that also just changes
the physical presence.
That just changes the entire identity of the team.
Right.
Also gives them a one-on-one guy at the end of games.
When you need it, yeah.
I was listening to, I forget who it was. It might have been Fanta. But when they were talking about Houston, I didn't realize this. It's fascinating. But Houston's shot selection will be based off of, like, if they think that, like they will shoot shots based off how well they think they can offensive rebound the ball.
Really?
100%. Sometimes the goal of a possession is just to draw out as much clock as they can, hit the fucking rim, and get the guy on the glass.
They were like, we rebound the ball at a higher percentage from like the mid range, so they'll take more mid range. I don't know exactly what the shot is, but they do think of that. I think that is fascinating, and I think it might have been Pitino actually. Pitino was talking about it because like now they do that. They're talking about it on part of my team.
Yeah, he was talking about the mid-range shots and how they're more efficient mid-range and how like they do really strategize game plans based on like
Houston now. And then he's like that's what we got from like Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's fascinating.
Also, playing to your point really quick, Dukes,
Sure.
what is it? You said that Uzan, it's like the last 15 games. I was listening to an interview. I forget if it was with Fanta or if it was Rothstein, but one of them was interviewing Sampson, and he said that it was really a personal challenge that Kelvin Sampson gave Uzan, where he was like, you have to make your impact on the game, like make your presence felt.
Huh.
because right now you're facilitating, you're running the offense, but you need to put your signature.
I mean, he's a good coach. Have him be like more aggressive. Yeah.
Like Uzan, like he's like not even. He might be at this point of the season with Houston. I think that's the guy that gets the last shot.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say.
He's a catalyst.
Definitely. All right,
He
thanks,
wants the
bro.
shot, he takes the shot.
Phil, you got one more or no?
Nope.
Okay. All right, perfect.
Dude's been waiting to show this.
Whoa, chill. Bosco sent it to me.
No, I sent it to him. Yeah. All right, play this and we'll
Easy,
do the picks.
Want to put ice on it?
He's talking about. Sorry, pause it quick. He left the bathtub running with his kid in there for whatever. But this is where the line comes from.
2. All because of that stupid. I was hustling to watch the golf. Make a long story short, I get the whole thing organized. I finally get him calmed down. I put him in a sink with cold water, put ice on it. I run downstairs and there's Home American Videos. Where's my golf? Almost burned the kid to death there. Gee whiz. And then say that stupid. And then I wondered, 7:15. Let me flip around. ESPN didn't have it. ESPN 2 didn't have it. Nobody had it.
Did you go to Golf Channel?
I didn't think Golf Channel. I didn't go Golf Channel. I should have. Bad job on my part. But the
I don't know about that. I'm sorry. But yeah, dude, you can end it. I'm sorry. It's. I didn't go Golf Channel. Bad job on my part.
Bad job on my part.
Sorry. That's just. I don't know. You get a little loose on a Friday, but yeah, the Sigma fucking other one video is unbelievable too. That's where we're at.
Doesn't like Sigma new.
Yeah, that's where we're at. I think listen. I think the era we grew up with, where we didn't like. I think kids now are.
You're 20 years older than me.
Yeah, kids now are too involved in the phones. We grew up where like I literally watched the internet get created.
Yeah.
Like signing into AOL, and so you know how to use it, but you still know how to have conversations. Still remember going to the park with your friends. Like it was. I think I'm in the perfect spot.
I need like an edit of like no one does it and then just be like Pick Central, like monotone with him like
nobody does it like Sig knew.
He's like with the dance moves. That haircut's unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I think what's so great about it is he means it. Like he means that shit.
Yes.
Like he's like, damn, we're the shit. Like that's what makes it so good.
That's like
he's like, yeah, we're the fucking best.
Yeah.
Like you got that right.
It perfectly encapsulates like the skinny arms, the hair, the happiness, the like everything. Probably a kid from the north that's going down to a southern school and be like, holy shit, life is tight.
And just like there's this banging party around him. He's like, no one's partying like this. There's like 12 other parties like that around campus at that exact moment. It's like no one's ripping it like we're ripping it. Literally like next door there's a party that looks exactly the same.
Yeah. That's great. That's what keeps group chats going. You just send different videos to your friends,
Nobody does it like Sigma. Nobody does it like Sigma.
It's so good.
My old college roommate will just send random Sopranos clips, and like you die laughing because it's unbelievable.
Did you see this one?
No.
This kid's
I saw you had this pulled up.
Oh shit!
People said said he was aura farming.
100. He's like, yeah, I'm the fucking man.
That's unbelievable.
These videos, I can't get enough.
The arm extension to crack the beer is incredible. He's like,
and like, I guess also credit to the other friend who filmed that, because there's no reason to do that, but he knew that there's a possibility he could find something that he could make fun
honestly,
of.
You couldn't hear it. It was a girl. She goes, holy fucking shit, no way.
I don't even understand that.
She's like being like, this kid can't be real. Like this, I can't believe I'm capturing this on video.
Yeah. Akron -3.5. I think Akron's a great team. Watched them last. They shoot a lot. It's a very tough game against Kent State. It's usually a little chippy. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think these two teams got into some like serious beef in the tournament. The
years ago, got canceled.
MAC tournament. Guys got suspended for like definitely not great things. But I like Akron here -3.5. Ev.
We're laying it with Purdue -5.5. I can't believe I'm going back to them after they shit the bed, but I am. They're at home against UCLA, laying 5.5. So give me Purdue, and give me Iowa +4.5 at Northwestern.
Okay. Dukes.
Princeton moneyline lacrosse today. At Duke. Duke is mid. Princeton won't lose back-to-back.
Phil.
Trying to strike iron twice again. I like Cade Cunningham, 30-plus points, plus 125. Cade Cunningham, 35-plus points, plus 300. Cade Cunningham, 40-plus points, plus 800. Cade Cunningham, 45-plus, plus 2,000.
Wow.
So we're trying to strike iron again.
Cook Meek.
The Nuggets, they play very bad defense versus the guards, so hopefully Cade has his career high of 45.
Yeah, I think the tough thing with Cade is he's also going to get a ton of assists.
And he doesn't go to the line. Like you're going.
Oh, really?
They give him no calls. He doesn't get calls yet. Next year he gets calls.
He gets the
his
calls.
whole thing is he never gets called.
Wow.
I think next year he'll start to get the star calls.
He's a fucking big guy too. You would think he would
love him because they're like
Denver's
that's a pure 35.
Denver's on the second leg of a back-to-back.
What's he listed? What's Cade listed at? 6?
I was gonna say 6'6". 6 what?
6'7".
Is he that 6'7"?
He's a big guy.
I was gonna say like 6'5", 6'6".
I'll look it up.
He probably is 6'6". He's big. But he is the type, he'll drop 38 and 12. Like, he's nuts. He's nuts.
He's good. Yeah, he's really good. I loved him at Oklahoma State.
It's crazy. Cade plus 45 plus
6'6",
2,000.
220.
Steph last night, 45 plus 4,000.
Got that Ramses Barden build.
Yeah, why was Steph
deep cut.
so hot?
I don't get
I
it.
guess maybe because he hasn't had a bonkers game in such a long time, but
I think in February, he's averaging like 30 a game.
Yeah.
He's been on a run even
Where it
before
goes.
last night.
all right, March tomorrow. Got some conference. The A-Sun, 6 o'clock Sunday night. You got St. Patty's Day parties kicking off this weekend, as early as this weekend. A lot going on.
What?
Staten Island,
it's 2 weeks.
Staten Island St. Patty's Day parade Sunday.
This Sunday?
This Sunday.
Why is it 2 weeks before?
That's how it does.
A week before.
First Sunday in March. That's how we always do it. Hoboken, I think, is probably next week too, or this. It's a rep.
They do St. Patty's Day.
All right.
They'll do one of the days.